Those of you with farms and ranches, this I kind of liked, was an idea by a guy named Bamberger down in central Texas. He started planting trees with similar planting techniques to what I've always recommended, but he kind of taught himself. And he came up with, instead of using a round, jagged-edged, wide hole like I recommend, he dug a square hole. And his theory was that those roots, as they go out and hit those corners, they can't circle in the hole. And it was a good idea. It was basically the ugly hole like I had recommended. But he did one thing that I had never thought of. And this will only work if you're in control of where the trees are going to go. He grew his own trees from seed. His theory being that if those roots start off in the soil they're eventually going to grow in, there's going to be an advantage. And I think that he's right. Now, that's tough in the landscape industry because, you know, we're planting trees all over the place. But in his case, he grew them that way. He plants his trees one time of the year, and that's in the fall. He plants in October. The only time he plants them when they're real small. In the square hole, backfills with the soil from the hole, doesn't wrap them, doesn't stake them, doesn't trim one leaf off the tree, you know, all the things that we recommend. And he waters them in one time and never again. He loses almost no trees. And you think that's kind of comical when you see it the first time. Pecan orchard, trees, you know, butchered back real severely. But the big thing was the ground, bare soil under the ground, cultivated, plowed, you know, every year. Every year the plowing destroys the entire root system. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. So if you have an orchard or if you have any trees at all, that's the last thing that you want to have. You want to have native cover crops or mulch under the trees. But that's the common thing you see in pecan orchards and also in citrus in the valley. And I'll tell you how bad it is in the valley. You can't get insurance or a bank loan on your citrus trees unless you have bare soil under the trees down there. I mean, that's how strong the paradigm is. Well, the first time I ever went down there, I saw it, and they told me they were having trouble with insects and diseases, and boy, I was all cocky, and I said, well, I can help you people solve all your problems. All you have to do is cover this bare soil with mulch. And this old fellow said, son, you haven't been around too long, have you? And I said, well, yeah, I guess I haven't. And he told me the story. He said, we have to do that. And I said, why is that? What's the theory there? He said, well, the theory is that if the soil is bare, the heat will escape from the bare soil and keep the trees from freezing in the winter. Well, really, just the opposite is true. If you have mulch, if you have cover crops, if you have healthy root system, biological activity, the energy and the heat and the healthy root system is what's going to help protect you from